Jay, you say you've been pursuing screenwriting for decades?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I'm including my childhood in that, of course, but yeah, I would say decades. I was in a program for gifted youth. It's called Clue, Creative Learning in a Unique Environment, and we had to do kind of like a career thing. You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we took photos and we made this display, kind of like a science project display with the photos and our statements and everything. And I still have the photo, and that's why I'm mentioning this because I still have the photo. And in the photo, there's actually a book. It's like a mock-up of a book. It's got the book cover. And the title of the book is Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The reason that was the title of the book is because at the time I was obsessed with the film Real Genius. And the Tears for Fears song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, that was the theme song for the film. So that was my way of saying, I want to write a movie. I want to, there was even a little mock sticker on the cover that said, now being made into a major motion picture. That's what the tie-in books used to look like back then. Um, so yeah, I had to be like, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 years old when we did that. And, I'm in my 40s now. And this is a dream that I've been pursuing like, all my life, whether it was just being obsessed with film as a kid, going to film school, writing screenplays, um, just, doing the work, I've essentially been doing it all my life. Yeah.
Why did it take you so long to move to Los Angeles?
Uh, so when I was wrapping up things in Miami, I thought that there was going to be an opportunity to sell a script. I'd gotten in contact with the manager. He was doing his manager thing, and it all fell apart. So when it fell apart, that was a brief period where I fell out of love with movies, not with writing, but with movies. And that was when I decided that I was going to move to New York. I'd always wanted to live in New York, and I just felt like, my time in Miami had come to an end. I'd wasted enough time down there, and I went to New York just to live that life. And I loved it. I loved it. Um, and because I loved New York so much and the people that I met, the community that I made there, and just living there, just the experience, living in New York, like I feel like once you've lived there, you can't live anywhere else. Nothing else can compare. I didn't want to leave. I started writing again. I started writing screenplays again. I started really pursuing this goal hardcore. But I realized that at least for me, it wasn't going to happen from New York. And I just resisted for a very long time. But finally, when I came to that decision, that conclusion, I made the decision to come on out.
So really writing screenplays and the entertainment, even though they shoot shows there and things like that, it's not the same.
I don't feel it's the same. I don't feel it's the same. Los Angeles is where everything happens. It's where meetings are held and deals are made. And I just feel like everything still takes place in Los Angeles and it's still where you need to be. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can live anywhere. And it's true, but I think to a certain extent, I still think that some time has to be spent in LA, even if you end up, moving back home or, just moving elsewhere. I think that some time in LA is necessary. So yeah, I just didn't see it happening in New York. And I feel like I made the right decision because in the about 3 years that I've been out here, I think that things have really picked up tremendously, and for me, that's validation that I made the right decision.
And you joined a screenwriting group right away?
It was pretty soon, yeah, after I moved. So when I first moved to LA, I lived within walking distance of the Writers Guild of America. and I didn't have a job or anything, so I had a lot of free time, and I would just go to the Writers Guild and hang out. And they have all these great programs. They have people that come and speak, and they have this great library where you can read practically any screenplay in the world. And so just hanging out there and meeting people, and going to the programs. And at one of the programs, they had the writing staff of The Shy, just a show on Showtime, and Lena Waithe was there, and the other writers and producers of the show. And just speaking with them, I spoke to one of the writers, and he's like, oh, we kind of vibe. I see, a lot of myself and you, and here, take my number. And we kept in contact, and he put together a writers group, with other writers that he'd met and I guess saw potential in. And so that became the writers group. And some people fell off, everyone didn't stay, but a good number of us did. And yeah, we met regularly. We would, share our work and just encourage each other, help each other with whatever we needed, whether it's like a log line or query letter or whatever. It's been very beneficial, and I mean, they're my friends now, even outside of writing. We don't always have to talk about screenwriting, pick up the phone. Hey, how's your day? Oh, heard you got a new puppy, do you have pictures or whatever? So the people in this group have become my friends, and really helped me to establish a bit of a foundation out here.